All right, guys, here we're going to talk about the movie Cinco de Mayo. 2013 Cinco de Mayo, Lee. Had you seen it before?
No.
No one has seen this before.
It's all you love and know. It's Cannibal Video.
How did we come by this movie to be watching?
I found this at a flea market.
Okay.
I want to say the price tag's still on it. I paid $5 for this movie.
That is unfortunate.
A little bit.
That's thing.
That is, when you know that my $5 was a noticeable chunk of the budget. This movie had a $600 budget.
Honestly, though, you've had so many dubs that I feel like taking an L every now and then.
Yeah.
Is deserved.
I was due.
If nothing else.
I was due.
Yes.
Now this movie, honestly, I kind of liked it. What? It's terrible. I'm not gonna say it's not
worst.
terrible, but it is so one-way terrible. Like just this weird gaslighting racist town.
No.
It's weird fun stuff.
I think it like I have a lot to say that we can say later when we're getting into it or whatever, but yeah, I think like it puts some stuff out there that could have done something with.
Yeah.
But since it isn't anything anyway, right?
No, there's no payoff really. There's no actors in this movie. I didn't look into it, but I imagine everyone that filmed this in every part, like the boom guy is also that kid, and the director is the teacher, and it has to be something like that.
There was very little information that I could find.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Are you saying people should watch this movie?
I think if you can somehow find this movie, you should watch it.
You're obligated.
I don't think I wouldn't look for it.
Yeah.
I would say that if it comes across your table, check it out.
Because
what are the odds? It's like a four-leaf clover.
It isn't so bad. It's good. It's like baffling almost.
It's a curiosity.
Okay.
It's something.
It's another one for the freak show.
Yeah, I will say right now, you've not seen this.
Or anything like it.
So either pull out now or follow some of the spoilers.
If you need a place to rent content, you better listen. We're Cannibal Video and we eat the competition.
All right, guys, here we are for the spoilers of Cinco de Mayo. Lee,
Woo!
let's hear what you got.
So it's not a real movie, so I'm not going to be like, oh, the cinematography, like I will later, just because I forgot that I said this. But for now, I'm just going to say, I'm putting all that aside. I know it's not like a real movie.
That's true, Sheriff. What are you doing to prevent a third?
Calm down, Jack.
Calm down.
It's barely 70 minutes long.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of stuff where you're like, they're like, I gotta fucking
Oh yeah,
stretch this fucking
it
thing.
opens up
Yeah.
with like, this is a late night cable access style channel.
Yeah.
All night long with like Stacey
With,
Monroe.
I'm a
maybe?
sexy dancy lady or whatever.
Yeah.
And we're here to watch. It literally reminded me of, I forget her name, damn, but it was like Gilbert Godfrey and some chick, and it was like TNT Up All Night.
Hi, I'm Ron Bashir, host of USA Up All Night.
And I'm Gilbert Gottfried, host of USA Up All Night.
USA Up All Night.
Yeah,
or whatever it was. It's basically that. So I got nostalgic for that. But then I realized, like, this is still going. Like, what is this?
Well,
She's just dancing forever.
What's particularly weird about this, aside from it like being a person that's not necessarily too into it, like there's not a lot of like charisma there.
She was paid a fair wage.
I agreed, but for what? But so like you're going into it and you don't know what to expect yet. So like at that moment I'm like okay, you're setting a tone.
Tonight, we're gonna see a group of sexy dancers fight for their lives against a posse of flesh-eating maniacs.
And I didn't realize that was like, oh, that's high caliber tone. It's gonna go worse from here.
Yeah,
so I'm like lowering
point.
my expectations. Like, oh, this is how you're opening it. This is strange, and like it feels like something that was tacked on after the fact.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, it's very short, so they needed to get all the filler they could. But this, what no movie does, and no hostess would do, is like they might go like, it's about blah 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 blah, and kind of read the back of the box. But based on the back of the box, that is like 4 paragraphs long. Maybe the back does do this, but she tells you like, and the killer is this person.
And just like a typical college professor, he overreacts and starts decapitating people left and right.
And they're like, wait, what the fuck? Are you
spoiling
spoiling the movie?
And then he starts killing people, and he dies at the end. Peace. It's this weird, it's crazy. It's absolutely
like
crazy.
the worst version of Elvira you could possibly imagine.
Back to good old books.
You're supposed to say, oh, here's the setup, and one thing leads to another. Let's see if he can keep his cool.
Yeah.
You're supposed to, like, lead into it.
Yeah.
But she just ruins the whole thing in the beginning.
Yeah, not that it's a long-kept secret,
No,
but
it's fine.
you would not know in the first moment but you do now. And then there's a middle interlude part to further extend
comes
it
back,
because
yes.
they tease the next movie that would be playing after this one. They show you a trailer for that,
And the cult classic, Dance Till You Die.
and that's god awful.
I was gonna say we have to talk for half an hour about that
Let's.
trailer because I was like, I'd rather watch that movie.
I do think I would rather
It all
watch that
takes
movie.
place in like one big room, and it's like,
It's just, I've lost control. I know you and Zach had a thing and everything, but Zach is Exana's bitch now.
but like it ends with like two dance chicks that have swords. It's like,
Yeah.
"Whing," and I'm like, why are you playing a better movie trick? Also, do you think that they made that movie? Is that a movie?
I don't
That's just
think that's
fake,
a
right?
movie.
Because it's all it's all in like one.
I would
gym
wager,
room.
just judging on the fact that
They
the
didn't make this
estimated
movie
budget
either.
is $600,
Yes.
this may have been a student film,
Yeah.
and that like might have been another project. Oh, we have to make a trailer for something, and they're like, oh, I could make this whole thing a little bit longer. We can do because it's shot in a similar style of this, so like.
Oh yeah. I knew that it was like by the same people, but this director I think has done 4 things now, and no one has seen any of them except for us now. But I was in there like, oh, is like a dancing thing? Is it a thing or it's not?
There is one part like it's like, and John's got the moves. You're jealous of my moves, and he's just like,
I'm the one with all the hot moves.
Without Zach's hot moves, Christy was left high and dry.
there are no moves. Like no one even fakes moves.
Which could be really funny.
I laughed at that. So
Okay,
yeah,
but that was like unintentionally funny, right?
I don't think. Well, no, you know what? I think
No.
that was intentionally funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
I agree.
I will give them that one.
That's one.
That's one.
Let's keep score.
Now, I have at least I think 2 more to give them. So like
Perfect.
honestly, if you go like
Hey,
by
per
dollar,
minute, that's
like
okay.
exactly. No, like,
any metrics you can use to judge
no,
this is
I
pretty good.
did unironically enjoy parts of this movie because they're I don't know if it's intentional or not, but there's things where it's like the casting options or how things play out or what you wrote and made this person say.
No,
Like it was good.
And there's parts where you're like, wait, is that okay? I guess we're doing this now.
Oh no, it
Hold
is
up.
surrounded
But-
by other parts
yeah.
where you're like, oh,
Well,
you've dragged down any
yeah.
part I liked.
But even that can be kind of funny to me. I'll just say it now. I don't know if we're gonna get to it organically. But
Sure.
there's a point where he's got the mask on and his fucking stupid hair and his big dumpy guy in a suit, and he's just walking. It's broad daylight, and they start playing like fake Halloween, but it's like a remix or something like that. And I was like, this is so. I'm like, and like I was laughing at it, I guess, not like with it, but yes, I'm like, I really dig how shitty this is.
Yeah,
what they're trying to
there's
do.
more Halloween comparisons. Like there's like the Dr. Loomis character who like I'm not even sure what that was supposed to be.
But he had a killer Indian inside of him and a thirst for blood. And the only way he can get it out of him is to kill.
Because like the cops where is this guy? And he's like, oh, he's got Chicano rage, or like something like that. He says
He was suffering from Aztec bloodlust. It's a condition that I think billions of people in this country suffer from.
Okay,
and I'm like, wait, what? And like that doctor gives him a knife earlier and is like, you should just stab.
We're gonna let you express your bloodlust in a safe environment.
We should take a step back.
Let's take 2 steps.
And then 1 step forward. It's a college professor.
Yes.
And he has like 3 students.
When you see this, what does this mean to all of you?
And there's like 4 people in the whole movie, and he's in this town where everyone's like racist, but not everyone, just some people.
Strangely racist.
Extremely
and just like this weird like gaslighting him like.
It's a very privileged position to take, Stefan, yes.
This is the day an illegal calling me a criminal.
I'm an American citizen, Ted.
Blah, blah, more liberal mumbo jumbo.
But where does it take place?
Texas, I think?
It's like a border state.
New Mexico, Texas, something like that.
Yeah, it's one of those borders. Yeah, exactly. Or no, Southern
Cowboy
Southern
hats.
California, I think.
Yeah, sure. It's something with a border to Mexico.
Exactly. So he's all into Mexico, Mexican heritage. He teaches Chicano studies and all that stuff. And the world is against him. And one thing leads to another. He's going to find out his fighting is a horror movie now, right? It's a slasher where he goes crazy or whatever happens, he kills everybody. Right, that's the whole. He
kills everybody who's like mostly racist.
The bad guys.
But then it's like people that are slanted like towards a racism. Where like it's like, well, that's just person's an idiot. Like,
he just goes crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
I do like that he's like a ninja, though. Like, he sneaks up on people, he's doing things.
What the fuck?
At one point, you're like, oh, he's got a weed whacker. He's gonna weed whack this guy to death. And then when he hit him with the weed whacker, I fucking lost it. I was like, that's so funny, because A, you can't show this, and B, like, it subverted my expectations in a way that I wasn't like, well, you subverted them, but I hate that. I was like, no, that's pretty funny. You just hit that man with a weed whacker. There was no reason to have a weed whacker. And the man he's hitting is the most, like, parodied version of a character.
Yeah, he's bad.
Oh, one day, you will be mine. One day.
He's almost so over the top that he's like a Chris Seaver type character.
Yes.
And in the movie, other people are trying to be, I think, those roles, but that man nailed it.
There are plenty of programs out there that'll help pay your tuition through school. I mean, I can set you up with the guidance counselor. There's one in my office.
Whoa. You hold on right there, Edward James Olmos.
Yes, the elephant in the room, besides me, is got him. Is that like this movie has a weird, like, whoever wrote it or whatever's going on here, there's a lot of dialogue that's just this dude, very seriously it seems like it's not a joke, just talking about how racism is bad.
A group of young men have taken it upon themselves to combat this brown scare.
Yeah. And like telling his students, telling random people, telling whatever the fuck. There's always interactions, and it gets very weird and awkward. And it's not delivered well. It's not subverted. It's not paid off. It's just like that's what's in this movie. I guess.
Part of the greatness of it, though, is that like it's two of these completely different sides. This yin yang here is this straight man who is the murderer, who is just very casually and concisely saying like things that are natural about Mexican heritage and like this and that, and everyone around him is just the worst, like turned up to 11 version of a racist.
American flag?
Well, no, it was a miniature Mexican flag, but I mean...
Oh, well, you see, that's a little bit different.
Like you have your redneck racists.
Can't be too careful around here. You know what I'm saying?
I completely understand. You never know who your neighbors are.
You have your like blue collar, I'm better than everybody else, racists.
It's all right, senor. You'll get another job soon. You just take one from another qualified white man like myself.
You have like just random teen who thinks that like, oh, being a Mexican is just about lowriders and hip hop or whatever he says.
Yeah, man, I love Cinco de Mayo. All the drinking, all the car racing, all the fights, getting shanked, chicks sitting on hoods and shit.
But it seems like that's trying to be part of the point, is that we're going to bust these myths about racism and like...
Oh, if that's it, I don't think they did that.
That's what I'm saying, is it feels really weird. There's one moment that made me rethink the entire, experience, I don't want to say film, where way at the end, he's like just killed someone and all the kids are like, oh my God! And he takes off his mask and he goes, hey students, and does his thing, right?
Students.
Hello.
Hello, students.
What the fuck, Maestro?
His voice is
normal again.
I gave him a point for that one.
That's fun.
Because I thought, I was like, oh, that's gold.
That's got something to it.
And they cut that audio clip and they reuse it at the end.
Hello, students.
He like comes back from the dead like Mike Myers, and it's like, hello, students. I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
Hello, students.
There's a little gag at the end which made me also sad because it made me realize like how much is missing from this movie. It's missing minutes, but it also looks like if you like picture the movie in your mind, like its shape has a big gaping hole where like a plot should be or like a backstory.
That's what I mean is the whole
it's really
story
weird.
as to why any of this is really happening.
Yeah.
It's not a falling down scenario where this man loses his job and goes crazy. He does do that. That doesn't seem like it's what pushed him over the edge. The psychiatrist like seems like there was already some sort of a rage issue, craziness thing happening. It's like it's in your lineage. You're a Comanche warrior. Like I don't know what he says there, but he says something like that.
You see, Hispanics are part Native American, Aztecs specifically, and the Aztecs used to feast on the blood and the bodily organs of their enemies.
Ancient Aztec.
Yeah, some bullshit.
In your blood. No, and like that, okay, there's something there, but isn't that the first time he goes to that therapist? Because he gets sent there by the guy?
I believe, and his name is like Harry Love or something. Oh, so funny.
Dr. Harry Love.
I think that he had to have gone there before them. It does seem like it could be his first time, but that man seems like he already had a rapport with him. And if he didn't, I don't understand what you're saying here. And that's just it being a $600 movie.
But doesn't the dean who fired him give him a card and say, go see this guy?
I want you to go see Dr. Harry Love. He's our faculty counselor.
He does.
Isn't that so? That's like a new guy.
Right? It is possible to get like referred to a dentist you already go to. Like,
that is clearly not what that. Why would you show the referral process then?
And no, maybe that guy didn't know.
And not no, that's crazy.
I don't know. I'm trying to make it anything that makes sense,
Listen,
and there's not a lot there.
But that's part of my point, is like they just filmed the parts of the iceberg that are sticking up out of the water, and they just were like, that's enough, it's fine. But there's no, like if you have like a micro budget, you can be bold and you can take risks, and there's no producer telling me what to do. So
maybe there should have been.
Yeah, well, but like, so you would expect it to then be wild and outlandish and give us all these crazy, I can't believe this part happened, but it's so boring, it's so tame.
I feel like, and I could be totally wrong, I either didn't read the back of this box ever, or I did, and it says this teacher is possessed by an Aztec spirit.
Okay, that's what I was getting at first, because at the end when he comes back, it made me realize, oh, in like a better version of this movie, at the end there's some ambiguity where you don't know if he just went crazy, or if he is crazy and he thinks he's possessed, or if an actual ancient Aztec god of revenge is inside of him.
Yeah.
Right?
And he's given this mask. It would have been a lot easier to just be like, oh, he found this mask, or this mask it came in a wooden crated box, and it's from Mexico, and it holds the spirits of the ancient warrior. Like, anything like that would have worked good.
No, it's a fucking like a mat. Oh god, we could do so many rewrites for this movie. We'll be here for an hour. But well, it's not a rewrite.
It could be written.
It's just a write. We're just writing it. We're not rewriting it. Oh my god. Yeah, like it's supposed to be like like a university. So there could be like this like display case where like the mask is part of like this like historical exhibit that he's all happy about, and then it gets stolen, and he's like, oh no, what's happening? Because he's blacking out when the killings are happening, right? Anything, right? There's literally like nothing in the car on the way to film it. You and I could think of plot to put in the movie.
No, like
like what the fuck?
A like Cinco de Mayo version of You Might Be the Killer like would have been a much better thing, or even if like. Maybe he's not the killer. Maybe it's framing him like he's the killer, and like because of the falling down-esque scenario of everything happening and how his life is falling apart, and he's getting blamed for all these things. And it turns out to be the most white bread character who has this possession mask.
This is my major, I'll call it a rewrite, but now I know it's just writing it in the first place. I feel like the dean and the psychologist have to be part of the white supremacist gang.
We had to amplify it.
We?
Dean Lipperstein and I. He could tell you all about it.
They have to be secretly in on it. Not just also shitty maybe, but like they cooked up a plot, right? And that's part one. Part two of the rewrite is that in order for them to even want to target him, he has to be effective. Because
he's not.
Yeah, they paint him as like pathetic. He's not inspiring anyone.
He has a protest with like one person.
Which is supposed to be funny, I thought, because it frames him in this wide shot where he's got these two little flags, they're just standing there, and you're supposed to feel like, oh, or something. But no, like rewrite it so like literally he's like, they're trying to bulldoze this thing and destroy indigenous lands, and he's overdoing stuff, and everyone like some guy with a cigar is like, we gotta take this guy. Yeah, well, we can't just kill him. He's already, pressuring the sheriff to look into that dead kid from the intro. Oh my God, whatever the fuck. So they concoct this scheme. Okay, you gaslight him at work. There'll be some young shitty student who's like the son of one of the white supremacists who like picks a fight, and they use it to fire him. And meanwhile, his psychologist is like giving him, oh, take these pills, they'll make you feel better. But they have like crazy juice in them or something, right?
And this is much better.
And he's egging him on and all this other stuff. But they bit off more than they can chew. He's actually Walter White. He's great at killing people.
I am the danger.
Now they're like, what the fuck? What are we supposed to do, right? And the whole time you think the sheriff is in on it, but it ends in this climactic thing where he kills everyone, and then it's like Hamlet, where the sheriff is like Horatio, and he comes in and the dude's dying, and then one of the students is like, no, he really was possessed by the Aztec god of vengeance or whatever, and we don't know the answer. And it's like, oh, this movie just happened. You can film that for free.
I want that guy with the cigar to put his cigar out on the eye of the photograph of him, and then it's like it cuts instantly to him with a little fucking flag stabbing someone in the eye, which happens in this movie. He kills multiple people with flags.
I literally, after the conversation between the sheriff and the psychologist, I actually paused. I think I had to pee or something. And on the way back, I thought, okay, if he turns around and like the Maestro's there to kill him, then this is the worst movie ever. But I don't think they're gonna do that. They know better. And then I hit play, and it was like literally bonk, and he's like standing.
He's like a ninja.
It's daytime. He's right there. He's a huge, large man.
smell this! Smell this!
He's a very large man, and looks even larger because his hair is like poofed all the way out.
Big hair, yeah.
Which the first time you see it poofed, I'm like, what the fuck happened? What am I to believe?
Well, there's a shot where he's suiting up for the final battle, and it's so funny and goofy and like pathetic. But like right at the end, there's a quick shot where he's like blow drying his hair.
Yeah.
He's like getting cleaned up, and I'm like, wait, what? I have to go kill all these people. Let me get suited up. Like teasing it, yeah.
That like leader of the rednecks, like skinny twig guy, who's like, I gotta go get my Nickelback CDs. I need some real music for this bottle. That made me laugh. I was like,
did it? Okay.
Oh, because it's so bad.
Yeah,
like it's that wrapped all the way around. It's like the dumbest thing ever.
Walking over to Russell's house. I'm pretty sure he's got my Nickelback CDs. We're gonna listen to some real music today.
Oh, yeah.
None of that mariachi shit.
It's funny when he comes back and it's like, babe, I got the Nickelback CD. Like he actually did bring it. He's holding it. Yeah.
Tara, I got the Nickelback CD. It's Dark Horse, not Lone Wolf.
When the girlfriend like waves the guy in, and now our murderous teacher comes to like get that dude who like wasn't properly Mexican or didn't want to go to school or whatever his rationale was.
They have a debate earlier about who's the real Mexican or whatever. It's very cringe.
That's the sort of stuff that gives us a bad name.
No, you give us a bad name with your white suit, your white briefcase, and your white people.
But that like wife.
Yeah.
Her thing is, there's a dead guy in the backyard. Can't possibly admit that I was remotely going to cheat with this man. What I have to say is, I murdered him.
Who the fuck is that?
He just came after me, and I had to do something. He tried to attack me.
It only works because that guy like is potentially the guy that was in the truck who was murdering people in the beginning.
I think
anyway.
we're meant to believe
so
this. Yes.
It's totally fine, but it's just so funny to me to be like, oh, hang on, need a better excuse than cheating. I was murdering.
Again, it's like when the tectonic plates, one goes under the other, and it's just missing now.
Yeah.
The city's gone. There's something missing there. Where like we have to establish that he's abusive, or later something has to come up where like, oh, she pinned it on them, or wait, I think this is
because those two couldn't be any different. Like even if you take apart that like she's with a racist dude and he is the race she doesn't like they're like she is a spindly like guy, really big guy. Like it's a weird like.
Well, she implies that he's been ignoring her. I'm fine with the cheating, but I think what you're getting at is that there's this huge spectrum between admitting that you were cheating and taking credit for the murder and then being whisked away and taken out of the movie and never seen again.
Damn. All right, get your shit. We're taking you to your mom's house. We're going to war with these beaners.
Yeah,
which I feel like there's a lot of possibilities, a world of possibilities.
But like, I feel like in a different movie where you had casting ability, that would be like, oh, she's swayed by the rest. And it would have been some big shirtless guy mowing the lawn or something. Like, it would have been something like that.
AC Slater.
Oh yeah, Mario Lopez.
I forgot his fucking name.
That would take me out.
Yes.
But that's what I mean. Like you expect that, and that's what makes it so funny.
He's my celebrity pass. I don't know if you know this. All
right. The guy from this movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's funny too because he has a thing on his head and he has like equipment or whatever bullshit. But then once you see him like escaping from the bedroom, he is letting it all hang out, and it is disgusting. He looks like melted ice cream. Again, I say this as someone who also is.
He'll if I identify as ice cream.
Yeah. Please be patient with me. I am melted ice cream.
I thought we were gonna learn about real Mexican stuff, like essays, cholos, blood in, blood out kind of shit.
What? This movie is very weird too because like it's not filmed well to begin with, but they also add like digital fuckery to make it look worse.
I didn't do my usual like punch list, but that would have been number one. Because for a minute, like, because we go through so many twists and turns, I thought this filter was added for like one part, and that was maybe going to be a flashback or whatever.
No.
But like, and I don't even think it's in every scene, or it changes so much that you can't tell.
I feel like it was the same like,
it's like
looping
the loop going?
X amount of seconds where I was like, okay.
Gonna poison our children's minds.
Yes, that's me. I'm here to destroy you all.
Yeah.
Why is this white bullshit static happening?
No, and like sometimes it's so noticeable and so weird. And there's little pops and stuff too, but the point is this movie is not that old and it doesn't look right, and they put a filter on it, I think, to be like, ooh, this looks too shitty. We have to do something.
I think you needed to color correct it differently if you wanted to use that effect, and it's just laid on top.
I don't know what they were going for here.
Something.
I mean, speaking of which, there was one shot that stood out where like the teacher's walking down the hallway, and I remember thinking like, this shot looks kind of interesting. Like it's filmed at like a weird angle, like it's implying that like this is like a big journey he's on to to go get fired or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But then I was like, no, they probably just don't have enough room in this hallway. They're probably like scrunched up against the side and filming like a weird angle. And I'm like, okay, fuck.
That's how the Dutch got that.
I laughed.
Small
yeah,
rooms.
no, they were. Yeah, exactly. The place is full of angles over there. You have to watch your step in wherever the Dutch are from. Holland.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or Pennsylvania. Yes.
But that was another part that I laughed at, is when he goes into the room and like the dude's erasing a big "You're fired" that's written on the board.
Please have a seat.
Which I don't know if that was just a joke or if he's been firing people all day and he's like, he had to write it for some, I don't know, it's very funny to me. So that's like absurd and I like it.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of absurd
more of that
stuff.
could have been good.
So like in Saving Private Ryan, you have that slow stab. It's like, no.
This is like vorbei.
And in this, it's like the goofiest version of that like racist guy in his own garage. We're like, he can't physically fight back because like, well, we're not trained in stage combat, so just just take it. Like,
yeah,
it's this slow stab.
I don't think I was good. He had a good like shithead thing going on.
Yeah.
See Mexicans come in here, they roost me out of my construction job. Well, now I have all the time in the world to catch and deport them back to Mexico.
Honestly,
all the shitheads were kind of pretty good.
Yeah.
In their shittiness.
Now it's getting suspicious. Some of those.
Well, I think a lot of it was method. You see, they're in a racist area. There's racists.
No, that meant that they're on meth.
Oh.
Double whammy. There's a part, and like a lot of this too, and this is something we can show to kind of get this across, that a lot of it's filmed like, here are my 2 or 3 characters in like an exactly framed shot.
Maybe they don't fear you like they ought to. Maybe you just don't want to lose face. Either way, Sheriff, you do.
They're gonna talk, and then we do a close-up of one of them, and then he, like delivers a line. The background noise is totally different. The lighting is totally different.
To catch some roaches, you gotta set the traps.
That's how you protect a town.
I'm a professional exterminator.
Hell yeah.
Then it cuts back to the Y, and you're like, okay, I'm familiar with this process that they must have gone through to do this. And it's very, and like they leave in like editing too much of like the where like the guy's face is not acting yet, and then he like talks and stuff. There's a lot of telltale
signs. Well, because Lee,
like,
you needed that stuff because that added 30 minutes to the movie,
stretch,
and without that, we wouldn't have been feature length.
One last time, we're working on it.
Well, you ain't working on it hard enough for me or anyone else, Sheriff.
Exactly.
I love when he kills one guy, like it's just on like a big like Homer bucket or whatever, and he's like got the noose on, but like he has to like sit at an angle to make it seem like it's even taut.
He's doing like the Michael Jackson, like hey, like that weird like legs with the logo that goes.
You! I tried to fucking help you, you fucking wetback! Okay, wait.
No one knows what that is. I don't know what that. It's real.
And then he beats him like a piñata, and I'm like, I like it.
Stuff should have fallen out. Like, listen, you gotta go for it. If you're gonna make somebody into a piñata, things gotta fall out of his pockets. Just his keys and his shit or whatever. Just do it. Coins, keys, shit, whatever.
Or make a thing earlier with him at the bank grabbing a thing of candy and putting him in his pocket.
Oh my god, he has a sweet tooth. He's this fucking disgusting dude. Imagine if you, I don't know, developed characters like ever. At one point, our dude's eating a Hot Pocket though, right? And I was like, now we see how deep he's fallen. I just got fired today. Let me eat this Hot Pocket.
To me, I'd be like, all right, we're on the upswing. We got Hot Pocket.
Ooh, so things are looking up.
Yeah.
Lost your job, but you got something on the bright side.
Got a Hot Pocket. You microwave it right?
Philly
Is it
cheese
warm
Hot
in the
Pocket.
center
Let's do
and the
it.
outside? You got this, boy.
Anything for you, babe.
I always love this stupid shit, and there's one part where a guy is sharpening a pipe with a knife. Like it's just like a pipe that's on a slant. It's just like like it's wood. You're like you're just dulling a knife. You're not sharpening that.
I didn't catch that.
Oh, it's there.
Is that the flagpole, you mean, or is it?
I don't know what it is. It's some sort of pole. Everything's filmed close up and absurd, so I couldn't tell you what's happening. I just saw it and I was like, "That's metal." That doesn't make sense.
Because like the final death even is so. I guess we should. It goes without saying.
Sure.
It's so anticlimactic.
Well, yeah.
The big like he's stealthing around and ganking people on the perimeters and stuff. Shit. And then it's like, well, the main redneck is there and he has a hostage and he's like, yeah, I hear him all something racist I'm saying.
I know you're out there, you crazy Mexican bastard! I'm gonna get you son of a bitch!
And then you're like, oh shit, and then he just like stabs him out of nowhere.
Well, and I thought what was weird is there's like a casting thing where like there's like one like longer haired like racist guy and he goes up to like one of the girls. He's like, "Were you hanging out with blah blah?" I don't want you with that Spanish fella or whatever he says. And like she looks very Spanish to me, and I was like, "Is this just a weird casting thing, or is that the joke?"
I don't like you hanging around guys like him.
Like him? What is that supposed to mean?
You know what I mean. Why are you getting into all this Mexican shit? Where are you going?
I don't know what that's supposed to be.
I have her listed in my notes as the Latina student.
Yeah.
So I was like, am I just racist, I guess? I thought when he says her name, I think he puts a spin on it, like Elena and stuff. And I'm like, I thought that was the whole point of this. If she's the only student who's like, no, the professor's cool and shit. I thought like that was the point of this
Well, yeah, because then they're like, oh, I don't want to hang out with them. And I wanted her to be like, you mean
what
me?
What the fuck?
But there's nothing. And I don't know is that the joke? Do I not get it? Or is it just, well, that was supposed to be like Bridget, but we couldn't find the right girl. Like,
so like we could imagine a world where like that's a trope, like you know, the like white supremacist is like possessive of the non-white woman because that's like the prize and she can't go. No, you're with us now. But the point is you don't know. I don't know. We can't tell by watching.
A lot of the movies like that where I'm like, I don't know what's meant to be what.
And it's not like they don't know about musical cues or like audio stings or whatever the fuck. They're doing that shit. It's goofy as fuck sometimes. So like they know how to like make a scene, make a point, but some of these things just go by and I'm like, is that the thing? Is that the point of this?
Well, it's where our ancestors came from. I mean, it's where my family came from.
I wrote, Maestro talks to a racial stereotype. He is lusting after a white woman. He has an 8-ball, and I'm a real Mexicano.
I did not mean to insult you.
Look, I don't need your higher education. I'm a real Mexicano.
I love when the cop, the sheriff, whatever he is, gets told, stay out of this.
I can't tell you anything more about Mr. Valdez, except he's not the same man he used to be. Stay out of his way.
And I'm like, are you like some sort of pseudo-psychologist telling a police officer, that man is dangerous, he's a murderer, stay out of this.
Leave this to the professionals.
I don't know who the real killer here is. That bloodthirsty killing machine or you.
Sir, I
what?
am Doctor.
Do you see this white hat?
I am the Garth Brooks who can't. Okay, I shouldn't say that he can't act. He just completely refuses to.
Well,
I don't know what his thing is.
There's no lines worth giving here, so I think anyone who's in it knows.
He is literally like, "What are you saying? You turned him into a killing machine?"
So you're telling me you took a mild-mannered man and turned him into a bloodthirsty monster and unleashed him on our town?
Like, he's like the worst actor I've ever seen in my life.
That's just probably him as the actor in the scene going like, wait, what are you saying?
Wait, what?
You turned him, how
does that
and
work?
like he's looking into the behind the camera, not into the camera. What does that mean? What's going on here, bro? Because I am as confused as he is.
You only gave me the stuff for the scenes I'm in. Does this make any sense? What? Hello, Bob? Like, he's just going crazy. Yeah.
But it doesn't, like, what do you mean? How did that man turn into a killing machine? It's so stupid.
That's why it has to be that he's infested with an Aztec god of vengeance.
I'd love that.
It's heavily implied. He's reading a book. In my version,
I love it. It's heavily implied. He's
reading a book, which you're not allowed to do, okay?
You found love, but it's come too late.
Obviously, he's been influenced.
They're in the South. He's a witch.
You should burn him at the stake.
Yeah.
More weight, he cried as they crushed him. No, in my version, the like book that he keeps reading is like the Mexican equivalent of the Art of War, of Sun Tzu's Art of War, and he's like using techniques of the old banditos and shit like that. It's like, oh shit, it's awesome.
Yeah,
We have 40 more minutes to fill. We could totally film these things.
Yeah.
For all I know, the book he was reading was that, though, and I just don't know. It is listed as a comedy.
That's not true.
Well, it's true that it's listed.
Well,
it's not true that it's not a comedy, though.
When he runs at that cop at the end, I was like, well, you meant for more to happen here, right? Something else was supposed to happen. Not these,
he charges him and he kills him.
Not these three slow motion, like, okay. Something.
Visually.
Or tonally, or script, or direction, something.
I forgot to say earlier, when he kills the dude with the weed whacker, after he knocks him out with the weed whacker, I actually like the quick cutting back and forth with like the noise and like the weed whacking and like his head and stuff. And I was like, okay, if you can't do it and you can do that, like I'll take it. It's fine. It's like good enough to get me through to the next kill or something.
I was mentally picturing, I'm like, what do you attach string to that thing? Like, how are you going to film this? And they just...
No, fuck it. They don't have to film it. No, it's fine. But just show, having some stylized kills, right? Like in an anime where like a dude runs at a dude and there's a big, like it turns black and then like a line goes down, the whole screen cuts in half. Yeah.
I like shit like that.
Do shit like that. Which, like, to me, this was the low-budget Cinco de Mayo version of that.
They tried to do things, like there's like stabbing the flag just beyond the guy's head, so it looks like it's going into his mouth. Like, they did a couple of things, but really, there's not, on this budget especially, how much in the way of fun deaths are you going to have?
No.
None. Because, like, $600, that's like hot dogs for the week just to feed the crew.
Yeah.
And, like, the camera rental, I have to assume, because no one owns a camera on this set.
You're going to tell these actors are hungry, okay?
That was the crappiest Cinco de Mayo ever.
Yeah.
Hello, students.
Yeah, there's a bunch of racist, shitty things that happen.
Oh, there's tons. The whole movie is just, it was just an outlet for someone to get out all their racist, shitty things.
So I thought that the main guy maybe also wrote it, and this was going to be his thing about, like, stop being racist. You're pushing us too far. Even the model citizen could snap, and then you'll be held. This is our revenge fantasy or whatever. Right? Imagine just making like a low-budget revenge horror movie, but it's about racism and stuff. It's just you plug in these characters and this plot. But it doesn't really, like, all those speeches don't really add up to any cohesive narrative about how, like, oh, this is the way to stop racism, is going on a murderous rampage. Right?
Yeah, and if you're going to do something like that, you would have to have somebody who is, like, falsely labeled a racist, who is also in it, who's like, no, I'm not, and, like, they're like, a hero, somebody can look to, because there's no one to look up to here. Like, you're either looking up to the murderer, or everyone else is a racist. There's no one here to cheer for. You want them all to die, but they don't all die in a fun way, so there's nothing for you. It's just a weird movie.
There's no, like, comeuppance combination thing where people die in ways that, like, refer to their particular shittiness or something. Like, if they had, like, killed that boy in the beginning in some distinct way, and then, like, imagine they, like, chased him down, he's running, he's exhausted and all that stuff, and then later, Maestro's pursuing them, and they're like, oh god, oh what the fuck, man, what the fuck, and they're running, and like, one of them has a hoodie on, you're like, oh, we're doing, like, a bookend, and we're mirroring it, or whatever. I feel like there's literally no thought paid to doing anything like that.
There's nothing. Worst Cinco de Mayo ever. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Let us know in the comments below what you thought about it. Don't die in a fire, and we'll see you next time.
If you want to support the show, head over to cannibalvideo.com, pick up some merch.
And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button.
That's alright.
Yeah, that's something.
Whatever.
Fuck these motherfuckers.
Because I'm American?
That sounds like communism.
Everything is fine the way it is.
That's communism.
Now it's only us. Our expert staff opinion.